Alrighty. Hey guys, welcome back to the final episode, which is actually episode 20, so it's nice to end on a nice round number. The final episode of this Pokemon Storm Silver Hardcore Nuzlocke. And you want to know why I'm calling it the final episode? Because we either beat Red or this entire journey is worth nothing. There has been, I just want to talk to you guys for a little bit about what would you call it, the behind the scenes of the run. There's been like, what I'm trying to say is there has been no like redos of any battle on this run for the sake of keeping it, I guess you could say, like cinematically climactic. This has been a basically uh barring technical issues like I admitted during the Elite Four. This has basically been just me booting up, hitting record, and then playing the game, and then whatever happens, happens. The Elite Four was the only technical issue, if I can recall. There was a bit of a small issue where I accidentally saved at the wrong time, and we missed, I believe it was like a Spearow encounter from our box by the time I ended the recording and closed the emulator, which I got during the recording. But I just caught another Spearow, and well, we haven't really used that Spearow since, so I'm gonna say not a lot of people have noticed. So, here we are. Actually, I just realized the sound for the game is off. Sorry, I usually when I'm like getting materials and stuff like that and grinding and such, I usually keep the sound off because I love Johto music, but it can be a little bit annoying after hearing it for like on hours on end. But yeah, so we got our new shiny Salamence, which we got last episode. And the whole team is trained up to Red's level cap at level 94. And we are ready to go ahead and, take on Mount Silver. Now, Route 28. These routes, or I should say this encounter, is the definitive last things you can get in the game. But I still don't see a reason why we can't talk about it. Alright. Route 28. So, during the day, you have a 25% chance of getting Tangela, 25% chance of getting Ponyta, Rapidash is 10%, Ursaring is 10%, Donphan 10%, Dodrio 10%, and Manectric 10%. And when it becomes nighttime, you replace Dodrio with Quagsire, and you lower 5% of Ponyta in exchange for 5% for Sneevile. I suppose the sounds are in play here, so you can get a Tangrowth via the Meridian sound. And you can only get Love Discs, Poliwags, or Gyarados if you decide to fish. So not like hugely impactful encounters for the battle you're trying to get through at this point in the game. But you might get something useful. I mean, Sneasel would be cool. I'll tell you what, I will no, I accidentally spoiled the team a little bit. I will walk in the grass, and if we get a Sneasel, that's cool. But if we don't, then oh well. Come on, Sneasel. Actually, which way am I supposed to go? Am I supposed to go this way? Yeah. I also might have a repel active. That might be true. Okay, well. So let's see what we got. Manectric. Manectric. Manectric is the Pokemon of all time. I think that's all of our thoughts about Manectric. I mean, Mega Manectric is pretty alright. I don't know about like competitively, but I remember in Rising Ruby, if you're, I would say lucky, you can get a Mega Manectric basically at the beginning. And that small route is basically finished, so now we can talk about Mount Silver. Same thing, these encounters are only good for one battle. I guess they're also good for the Elite Four rematch if you're doing that, but we will not be. Mount Silver outside has the same encounters as Mount Silver. Not the same encounters as Mount Silver. It has the same encounters as the Route 28, which we, previously won. Alright. I will say there's a lot to talk about when it comes to Mount Silver and its encounters. So we're going to activate a low repel just so we don't get sidetracked. You can catch Moltres here, but I personally will not be. Moltres is probably like the best Venusaur counter in the game. Best counter in Venusaur, Red's Venusaur specifically. Wow, I can't speak. Yeah, it's specifically the best counter for it. And, well, there are a multitude of other Venusaur encounters you could have. Also, this has to be like the best job ever. Just being in Nurse Joy outside of Mount Silver. Just like no one comes here, or barely anyone comes here, and you just get to, you know, chill and just like heal Pokemon all day. Well, you don't really heal Pokemon all day. You're kind of just chilling. Like I imagine like Red occasionally comes down, and he, you know, silently asks for his Pokemon to be healed, and that's like your only customer. So most of the day is just you relaxing. But yeah, Mount Silver, baby. Whew, we're here. All right. Mount Silver is in several different sections, and I forgot to teach rock climb, so we're going to do that actually. There is one Pokemon I was specifically saving a move slot for, just in case we had to teach rock climb, and lo and behold, we do. I kind of forgot about that. Here. As you can see, we have a pretty, you could say, unique team going on over here. But, you know, that's not... I don't want to spoil any strategies as of yet, but you can see none of the... I guess I mentioned it before. I called it the original squad. None of them are here, but that is an intentional choice. Not only for the sake of optimizing our chances of winning, but also I want to do it for a thematic purpose, you know? I believe that if any of them were to die here, it would be a spit in the face of how much work they put in along the way. I know usually, you know, it's a Nuzlocke, you know, the Pokemon, you know, they're just being really used to, you know, further you through the game. But, you know, those guys have been with us like the entire time, and I feel like it'd be doing them a bit dirty if I used one of them to sack on Red. Even though it'd be a glorious death, I think they deserve retirement. That's just me, though. But now, we can talk about Mount Silver encounters a little more, because these ones are actually, they get good, you could say. So, the cave we were just in, the entrance room, you can call it. In the morning/day, you have a 20% chance at Fanfy, 20% chance at Teddiursa, 15% chance at Donphan, 50% chance at Ursaring, 10% chance at Quagsire, 10% chance at Magmar, 5% chance at Larvitar, and 5% chance at Graveler. At the night, what changes is replace Teddiursa with Golbat and Donphan with Golduck and Graveler as well. And then you also have a 5% chance at Misdreavus. You do have a guaranteed Larvitar or Pupitar here using the Pastoral or Meridian sound. You also have a side room, which I believe we also passed, which has a really good chance of getting you a Shelgon or a Bagon, 15% and 5% respectively. And then there we have the back room, which we aren't there yet, outside mountainous area. Here you have 30% chance at Onix, 20% chance at Gligar, 10% chance at Lairon, 20% chance at Graveler, 10% chance at Machoke, and 5% chance at Skarmory. And yeah, as we go on, we'll talk about the other encounters, but that's kind of it for now. Basically, Mount Silver has a ton of good encounters that can be especially helpful at this point of the game. I'd say you probably want to focus on using the your sounds for the guaranteed what's it called, the guaranteed Larvitar and Pupitar, Larvitar or Pupitar. That's probably your best bet, honestly. I've already devised a plan, so we're not going to go ahead and change it. Is this anything good? I don't think Dreyano changed any of the items that I found on Mount Silver. Hello. So we don't really have to worry about those. But yeah. Which way do we go again to get around here? I think we go this way-ish. Use another repel. I'm not going to get an encounter here. I just want to talk about them in case they can help you, because you can still, you know, getting a last-minute Reddit encounter is a very real, you know, thing that happens. And, you know, a lot of the ones here are useful for the red fight. Like I was talking about how Tyranitar can be pretty damn useful for the red fight. Is this the one I entered? Yeah, it's the same one I entered. Wait, but then... Hold on. Wait, I'm being stupid, I think. There's another cave. Oh, no, that's the cave we came from? No, that's the cave we came from. So we need to get around there. Okay, I have an idea how to do that. Sorry, it's been a hot minute since I went through Mount Silver. So we go over here, go over here, go over here, go over here, and then boom, we're good. Run over here. And this should lead us to the giant room with a bunch of... What's it called? Yeah, here we go, the giant room. Is this a particularly different place you encounter things? I believe in this room, you have... I believe this is 3F. And here you can get Golbat, 25%, Gabite, 20%, Bronzong, 15%, Mawile, 10%, Sableye, 10%, Magneton, 10%, Machoke, 10%. And then at the night, what changes is you get a 5% chance at Dusclops, and your Bronzong lowers by 15, or no, not your Bronzong lowers. What gets changed there? Oh yeah, Magneton goes from from 10% to a 5%. That's what changes. I'd say probably here's where you... No. If you want to, like, if you're not using the sounds to modify your encounter, I should say, this is the one you want to choose. But otherwise, I'd say, the room where you can get a guaranteed Larvitar is your best bet. I believe we go to this one. Yep, go over here. And then... I think we go over here. Yep. And we go up here. Up here? Yep. Okay, here we go. My memory is still fresh. My memory's still there. Oh, pardon me. This is the final cave. This is where you get, like, Gabite and them like that. Yeah, this is the cave you want to go to. I believe if you keep on going left on the area where we first entered the other part of the cave, that is where you can find Moltres. But we are not going to do that. We have a very important mission to do. Alright. This is it. This is the culmination of everything we've been through. All the encounters we've been able to preserve, all of the Pokemon we were thankfully able to catch, all of the encounters we delayed, everything. This is the toughest fight in the game, I'd say. Yeah, probably one of the toughest. I'd say the toughest, like, phase of the game is the Rocket Gauntlet. I think that's probably tougher in Radio Tower. But, you know, let's go ahead and let me double check before I start yapping about the plan, and it turns out I didn't account for something. Nope. We're set. We're as ready as we'll ever be, I suppose. Okay. Well, we got nothing else to do but challenge Red. Alrighty, Red has a team of a Pikachu at level 94, Espeon, Snorlax level 88, and then Charizard, Venusaur, Blastoise at level 90. Due to the fact that his Pikachu's in 4 entire levels above the rest of his team, it gives you some leeway in terms of levelage. So, this Pikachu has Endure, Endeavor, Thunder, and Grass Knot. The plan here is that we're going to go for an Earthquake, and that should incentivize him for go for Endure or see a 2-hit KO with Thunder, I believe. I might be a little bit off on the calcs. This is Light Ball Pikachu, but I don't know if Pikachu stats itself are altered. But no matter what, we're fine from crit. Yep. And we also have a Cherry Berry to make sure we don't get paralyzed. But this is just going to mean that Pikachu is going to die to our Earthquake. Ooh. Okay, well, something went wrong, obviously. Something went very wrong. Okay, well, what do we do from here? Okay, I know what we do from here. We send in Salamence. We're gonna outspeed because he's fully invested in speed. And even if it endures, it's not really gonna save it. Dragon Claw. So, that's out of the way. The plan can continue as normal. Unfortunately, Metagross was supposed to take care of Pikachu. We were risking crit there. I'm aware of that. But, well, you know, shit happens. This chip here on Salamence doesn't mean anything. This should bring in, what's his face? Yeah. Oh, Charizard? Okay. Yeah, I guess, because it's the speed taking, priority here. But that's just better for us. And let me just edit the death counter, which we had not have to edit in a very, very long time. Yeah, that's insane. Absolutely insane. But what can you do? Alright, so he's 110% going for Dragon Pulse right here, which means we are free to go into Raikou. And Raikou, it was supposed to be calced for him to live a, what's it called? A crit Fire Blast, but this will be even better for us. Yep, and thanks to our Magnet, we're going to be able to secure a one-hit KO on this Charizard. Hail Chip was also accounted for. Alright. From here, this should bait in Venusaur, because I think that's the only super effective move he has left on us. Should just be Venusaur Earthquake. It was a bit unfortunate that Metagross got crit like that. I probably should have put... we were only dead to crit, but the main problem was I didn't want to put on a Focus Sash, because if we did get crit parried, then we were essentially just down and out, honestly. So this thing is 110% going for Earthquake, so we can get a free switch into Tempora. It doesn't matter if it's Sword Stance, but it should just see the kill with Earthquake. Alright, Intimidate. Sword Stance, that does not matter whatsoever. We can just go ahead and fly this, and it will die. That's the short end of it. Hail Chip also helps out a little bit, but I don't believe this was a roll. Oh yeah, by the way, our Salamence is kind of a bum. A 0 attack IV. Sword Stance is a little scary, but that's because it's not seeing any kills with Power Whip because of the fact that we quad resist it. Oh, we take hail damage in the sky? That's something I didn't know. Yep, Fly connects, so it should be just a guaranteed kill. And from here, Blastoise should be baited out. Blastoise should be baited out from here. This was the backup plan in case Metagross just got completely destroyed, which, you know, sometimes you just gotta do. You just gotta go with the backup plan. Alright, we're gonna switch into Mochi. Mochi to Milotic. We got a pretty scummy way of taking care of this Blastoise, but I'm beyond not using scummy tactics. Yep, see, look how much that Blizzard did. Literally nothing. He's gonna be incentivized into using what's it called? He's gonna be incentivized into using Signal Beam, but we don't take much from that either. And we also have leftovers to offset the, what's called, the hail damage. Or Hydro Pump. I guess it sees Hydro Pump as most damage still. That probably makes sense. But we're not worried about that damage at all. Yep. We're going to land the Toxic. And then we're going to Captivate it down. If enemy AI switch starts to take into effect here, then it can prove to be a nuisance, but that's what Captivate... But it's not really, Actually, wait, no. Captivate only works on the other opposing gender. That kind of sucks. Captivate isn't necessary because it's extremely manageable damage already. It just would have made this a lot more consistent. Alright. We are going to speed this portion up a little bit. Crit doesn't really matter. And then we're going to recover right here. And then this should be a full restore turn. Red does have like 4 full restores. So that is something you have to be wary of. Yep. And this is going to take a while. This is just a really consistent way I found to take care of Blastoise. I also could have changed a Melodic's move to something different, but I feel like Surf is just the most consistent. I'm going to recover this turn. He's going to run out of Hydro Pumps, I believe, pretty soon. And, what's it called? Next turn, he should be in a range where Surf and Toxic damage will kill, and he shouldn't be seeing, heal range. He might be seeing heal range. I forgot to account for hail damage. Nope, he's not seeing heal range. Okay. Okay, that means with Toxic and Hail, we should be able to kill this turn. And this also, you know, just generally helps. I'm real sorry about Hot Pot. I knew, I might have, like, forgot the scene. Because I just, when I was doing the calcs, I looked at it and I looked at crit. And I thought it wouldn't kill, but that was probably because it was Showdown. And it was Gen, what gen? It's like past Gen crit, where it's 1.5. Okay, Espeon. We have another clear-cut solution for this. Drapion. We're not really afraid of anything Drapion can do, and Drapion is kind of tailored to kill this thing. Reflect. Damn, that's crazy. It'd be a shame if I came prepared. So, this Espeon has a moveset of Psychic, Reflect, Shadow Ball, and Grass Knot. All of which Drapion is tailored to take with minimal problems. So first, we're going to go for a Brick Break to get rid of that Reflect. We also have Taunt just in case of some unfortunate damage rolls we had to go through, but, you know, that's just the situation we live in. We shouldn't really be in much threat here. The Crunch should be able to just take this thing out cleanly. Especially, this is mainly thanks to the level advantage that we get. I do wish Dreyano, even if it was just making the starters 92, and then these guys 90, I feel like that would have been a bigger, a big help to the battle's difficulty. And now we are on to, well, some of his last Pokemon remaining. Alright. Oh, his last Pokemon remaining. Is it just me or did I blank on what happened to... Oh, that's right, we switched Raikou in. And this is where the world's worst Regirock comes in. This Regirock has an HP IV of 1 and a Defense IV of 0. But it's still a Regirock. So that means we are going to be, well, completely fine against this Snorlax. Hail damage is a little bit of a concern, but we just need 1 Curse and then we can kill its superpower. We also have a attached Cherry Berry equipped just in case for the Body Slam Para, but now it's incentivized to use Crunch because of the fact that we are neutral to it. And with this, Regirock, the counter that I accidentally delayed an extra 8 badges, will take out Snorlax and save us, and, well, not save us, but win us the run, you could say. If my calc is correct, which it should be. Boom. Bum, bum, bum. I'm really surprised that this Regirock was effective at Snorlax, because I was originally thinking of switching in Infernape or Glade, but that risked Body Slam, Crit, and Para. Oh, wait, actually, wait, he lived slightly. Oh, no, he didn't. Never mind. I thought that was just a red sliver. And yeah, that's red. It's really not that difficult of a battle, and since it's the last fight in the game that would count, um, it's, it's over. Um, yeah, we weren't afraid to sack as many mons as we could. If we were doing the gym leader re-challenge, losing Metagross would be a decent deal, but we aren't. So, I'd like to thank y'all for sticking out with this playthrough, as as many terrible mic quality issues in episode 1, and long rambling sessions as I just randomly talked about encounters or shit like that. But yeah, I really do think this is one of the best ROM hacks ever made. It's hard to say there is many that are better than it, because it's the perfect ROM hack when you take an account of the entire Pokemon community. Not everyone's a major Nuzlocker, not everyone's a major, national dex completionist, not everyone's a major casual, but or casual competitive. But I feel like this ROM hack has the greatest balance of all that. It has additional events. It has increased difficulty to where it's not, like a baby's game. You need to, kind of think it through. The leveling system, or the levels, I should say, just in general, are changed for the better. And well, it's amazing. I do think that the difficulty could be toned up a little bit, but I think it's at a really good area for just being a beginner ROM hack. Or like, not really a beginner, but I'd say someone who's new and doesn't know where to go. But I suppose that is a beginner. I'm trying to say it's not too easy. It's an insult to your intelligence, especially if you're trying to look for a little step up the difficulty from regular Pokemon. I will say, I think Pokemon Ultra Moon, if you're trying to Nuzlocke that, is probably a little bit harder because of the fact that they're actually EV trained, but these have perfect IVs. So I think it ends up being a little bit of a similar difficulty, and these have a lot more coverage than the enemies in Ultra Sun and Moon. So that's another fact you have to account for. But yeah, I'm really glad we were able to finish this just wonderful, perfect little bundle of joy. Even though that's a weird way to talk about a video game. But you know what? As many as awkward ways of phrasing things that I've done throughout this playthrough, I think I'm able to talk about this game in ways that I think are true, to me at least. But yeah, that's Pokemon Storm Silver. It was truly an honor. The next game will be Pokemon Renegade Platinum. That is a newer Dreyano ROM hack, and it's also one of his more difficult ones. I don't believe anyone when you hear them say it's easy, because it's not easy. It's not easy, no matter the way you look at it. But that one's going to take a lot more prepping, probably a lot shorter episodes, maybe dedicated to 1 or 2 battles instead of just, going around seeing what's up. Probably more shorter term content, honestly. But I'm excited. I'm excited to play that game. I'm excited to prep for that game. I'm excited to, just go through it. I'm a bit disappointed that we had death in Red's fight, but man, that Pikachu, it's really hard to deal with if you don't have priority. And well, Metagross had priority. The main problem with it is if it sees a kill on Thunder, it'll always go for it. I could have equipped a Choice Scarf and probably avoided all that, but I didn't want to test the AI because it might be custom adjusted to if it sees fast kill, it'll go for Endure Captivate or Endure Endeavor. I never really understood the AI when it comes to that, so I guess it led to me misplaying a little bit, especially if I overthought it. But we were able to get there with minimal problems. But I think we should put Hot Pot to rest, very least. That would be the last thing we have to do. Hopefully we aren't dragging the cutscene. No cutscene. We can go ahead and fly over. What place should we fly over to? Why don't we go to Goldenrod? I don't know. I just like Goldenrod. And yeah, that was our journey. That was our adventure. I will say, I think I want to look back. There's actually one more thing I want to do. I want to take a look at our encounters and see how much luck we had throughout the playthrough. So, these guys are really inconsequential. These are our unfortunate encounters, I would say. But some of them are just guaranteed, like the shiny cloister, the Dug Trail. Those are guaranteed and they had a purpose, so they're not really unfortunate. Randish Pelipper's kind of a bummer. Skiploom isn't that great. But if we go over here, I think we've had a decent amount of usable encounters, but if we're being fair, I think a lot of our usable encounters, some of them were gifts, like Dragonair was a gift. We ended up using it. Charmander was a gift we ended up using. Venusaur was a gift. Venusaur is immensely helpful. Jolteon was a gift. Infernape was a gift. Gyarados was just guaranteed. You're always going to have Gyarados. I think this is one of the first times that Gyarados has fully lived a playthrough for me. Not specifically on this ROM hack, just like in general. Because Gyarados uses it so much, it's bound to get caught by something and die because of it. Magnezone was very lucky. Gengar was quite lucky. Who else was quite lucky? Arcanine was kind of lucky. I remember Arcanine was the one that we killed the male Combee on. And we just re-rolled it because, well, male Combee. We did end up losing like 3 encounters, and one of them was an Abra, so he's towards the beginning of the game. Kingdra was guaranteed. Kingdra ended up helping a lot towards the end. The routes was kind of lucky. Drizzle Politoed was really lucky. Yeah, Drizzle Politoed was really lucky. Lileep was guaranteed. Geodude, you're gonna end up getting a Geodude eventually. It's just a matter of when. Bawile didn't do anything, but I guess it's kind of lucky. Aggron didn't really participate in anything either, but, you know, I liked it. I like getting an Aggron. Or Lairon, I suppose. You're guaranteed. You're also just a pretty good encounter. I'd say for everything that wasn't guaranteed, we had pretty decent luck. We never had a Volt Absorb Chinchou, so that was kind of a bummer. Is there a Chinchou in here? I could have sworn we had a Lantern. Maybe I'm delusional. I think I'm just delusional. No, I'm thinking of Rising Ruby. I had a Lantern on the most recent round of Rising Ruby. But we did never get Volabsorb Lantern. Volabsorb Lantern is very good. We got Starmie instead, which Starmie was really good. Just coverage bot, Choice Specs coverage bot, but our Starmie was pretty bad. Like we had some decent encounters that were up to chance, but their natures have been quite conflicting, to be honest. I think our best, I mean, Amadis Jolteon was pretty huge. That was pretty huge. So yeah, I'd say we had okay luck. Not good, not bad, just okay. Which I suppose, you know, can be attributed to being the average. Oh, that's right. There was one thing I want to do. Hot Pot, my man, I'm kind of sorry that you barely did anything and then died that way, but hey, what you gonna do? Anyways, I'd like to thank y'all for watching, and yeah, that was Pokemon Storm Silver. I highly recommend that all of you who haven't played this ROM hack, please do. Please do. It's an amazing bundle of care that Dreyano put together, and one of his earlier works, so, you know, it's something to ease you into the other works that he might have. And, you know, well, I suppose I'll see you in Pokemon Platinum.